Lovely Sunday. I'm not tired as fuck. So let's discuss pattern recognition in brainwaves. So what we're gonna do is kind of play with this a little bit. We'll be getting into these modes later on. Um, also check out my free indicator. Um, God's ring. You can go ahead and set the colors to whatever you want to display on the chart, however you want. It's up to you. But that is for free. Go ahead and try to find it. But let's discuss pattern recognition in this indicator, because recognizing patterns is key. You'll find that things do tend to repeat in the way things look. So we're not going to discuss current price movement, but we're just going to go ahead and look through here on this, and I'm going to grab some coffee and push pause. Also, if anybody has a problem with how my voice actually sounds, because I have worked in call centers before, and this is the voice I have to use in order to make it sound pleasant. Thank God this is my own shit, and I don't have to sit here and play bullshit. This is my voice. I sound stoned and fucked up all the time. It's just how it is, when you're burnout. My phone will not fucking. Anyway, so continuing on. Let's find some interesting patterns first. So here we have the W pattern. It's basically okay. Here's the W pattern. So when a cross occurs, you'll see a double bottom, which doesn't always mean that it's going to play out, right? Typically, they do play out, but they don't always. So don't rely that every call is going to be a massive move to the upside, because that's just not going to happen. It's meant to find the rotation, right? So here we had a bullish W, and then the final move would be down here, and that still did not play out, right? You can see a little tiny rise, and then further consolidation, and then a final dump, and then a move up. So it doesn't always mean that you're at a bottom or anything like that. It's just pattern recognition and finding them, because here you have another a bullish W that did play out. You had your crossover, your bottom, and then boom, all the way up. Here, not so much, right? That didn't really pop a whole lot. You had your boom, 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 right? Same, pretty much setup, but it did not play out. So don't count it as like it's going to happen. It's just a measurement within the indicator, and it's a pattern that repeats quite often. Um, let's remove drawings, and we will continue. Other common patterns, you'll see extension, like when the green line hits and remains. So you have a cross, and then you have a little bit of a sell-off right here in this area on the chart. Not too much, and then the price continues bullish, right? So that would be an example of extension. When that occurs, price movement is extremely bullish. These crosses right here won't really mean a whole lot. They'll just be minor consolidation. Um, And that's the problem I have with this indicator, just because there's a lot to it that you can't just automate. Because if you were to automate every single cross that occurred without being able to verify, it's very difficult to automate. So, if the green line is remaining in a downwards position, vice versa if it's red, these crosses above won't really matter. They'll just be minor sell-offs in between time frames. Let's go ahead and remove. Alright, and then let's continue on the history. So you'll see like a M pattern right here. So vice versa, the green waves have the W, the bearish has the M pattern for double top, so paint a double top. And again, just like the bullish pattern, it didn't play out here because the bullish line remained down. That I can give a definite answer why that occurred according to the indicator. Prior one couldn't really explain too much on why that occurred, but it occurs. So the pattern repeats, other patterns play out, shit like that, it's magic. I have, I don't want to say, because you'll see this pattern a whole lot where you'll have, a tick where it's 1, 2, and then like basically 4 or 5 candles, and then a crossover, right? I mean, and then the same thing with the bearish pattern. It's 1 and then turnover, and then you could have, I mean, that's basically the pattern. And then these right here, these little fake outs happen all the time. So one of the lines, either green, red, whatever, right? Say this is green or red, right? One of the lines will come down, cross, and then cross back up. That's a sign of extension determined. So if since this is green line down, right? This would be bullish extension, and that would be an indication of bullish extension. And again, they don't always play out. This would be right here, the opposite version of that would be the green line's up, right? The red line's down. Then you have whatever that was right here, a little pop up, right? And then it sold off, so that's bearish extension. This would be if you get a cross, like when the pattern's kind of going like this, that would be kind of a top indication. Same with this. You have a rising channel, and then a sell-off. These are false sell-offs, green line starting down. So those are the patterns that continuously just repeat. And then you have this little fucker right here, which would be just a continuation of sell-off. You'll get something like that sometimes. You'll have sometimes you'll have, if it's, let's say it's extremely bearish, right? You can have an extension where it just goes like this for fucking ever. Let me see if I can't. Let's go to metrics, kind of show that. what I'm talking about. Let's go to day. Okay, so I just decided to go to the weekly to show you what I'm talking about when the indicator does extend for some time. So this is on the 2 weekly. So as you can see, the red line can remain down for quite some time. And then, you'll get a reversal at some point, and then, right, and then it can remain down even further. So this is saying for the long term, BCH dominance is not going to do good. So you could see a further decline in Bitcoin BCH dominance. I'm just trying to show that the extension can last for some time. As you can see, there's different versions or different ways to look at it. You can see that there's the M pattern painted, another M pattern. I consider these M patterns, but the extension can definitely last for some time. And that's basically how you use the indicator for pattern recognition inside of the indicator. The rest of it is pretty repetitive. As you can see right here, you have a W pattern. You can see the M pattern, all that fun stuff. So you can have a double bottom, or you can have a double bottom followed by a double top, and then, right, just decimation, right? So it just depends, right? Like you can look for different patterns, but those are the key patterns. The waves will just continue to paint, and you're looking for these patterns, and then for the patterns to cross over. Oh, the last thing I need to touch on is, let's say this is crossing down bullish, right? And then you have these lines coming up. Oops. Right? When these lines cross at this point is considered a counter move, right? At that point, the chart could flip in the opposite direction, right? Then determining if it does stay down bullish, right? Then you might get these wicks or these fake outs, and then the pattern will continue, and then at which point you're looking for this to occur again, right? So when these lines cross, that would be the counter move, and if that counter move does not play out, then this red line, the bearish wave, will remain down, and then you'll have your sell-off. Okay, so first you're looking for the counter, then you're looking for the crossover, and for what line is down, if that makes any sense.